how is rewarding bad behavior impacting our society?
Society sucks now because people are rewarding bullshit. Look at music. Look at these BBLs. And it's I just get mad that also women they're making it worse. You're accepting bullshit. You're accepting nowadays men walking all over you because men nowadays, no offense, there's so many BBL and all these like no, I'm just saying because you're man. Like everybody, no offense. So many BBL, so many little swords like running around. Like men don't care about females no more. So like how you act as a female, y'all ruin this shit for real women that really, we're real women. They expect us to be a certain way now, and we're not even like that. To me, that's how it ruins it. Society is messed up. It's not like it was back in the day. Even 2000s, early 2000s was better than this. It's too easy. Women are making it too easy. So that's just...
What exactly is too easy?
Too easy? Like for a woman? They just give it up like it's clockwork. What do you mean too easy? Like they don't... My dad taught me that a man wants to chase. And you don't even have to chase a woman. Meaning like, don't be all over a man. Don't just, I'm not talking about one night stands or whatever. I'm just talking about you're too easy. Like you give him what you want. You're too available. A real man don't want you too available. He wants to know, are you busy? What do you do while I'm at work? Like not like you just here and just waiting for the ladies to get cocked up. And then like, you just waiting for a good time. Like...
Welcome back to another episode of Dailyrapupcrew. No booker, but I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed. It's your boy Ace. I make it look easy and 2K out, so you're not going to see me. Ace to go 2-4.
Yo, send him super chat so he gets some VC, because he got to do his
nigga
got
the brown shirt. You still got the brown shirt, my boy? Huh? The brown shirt?
The faux shirt? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Last but not least, we got Jew.
What it do? It's your boy Jew. I'm tired, so I owe y'all apology. I'm a Taurus, so I'm going to blame it on my astrology. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everybody else do. Everybody else do.
Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah. Anyway, man, that was kind of clean. I ain't gonna hold you. That was clean. We got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
Miss Longlegs.
Okay, that's your IG?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I know you long legs. All right.
Yes.
Hi. My name's Hazel. You can find me at @IamHazel_cartel. I'm a hip hop artist and R&B, and glad to be here.
Okay, welcome.
Okay. And my name is Alexis Bree. You can find me on Instagram, AlexisBree_.
Listen, before we get into these topics, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if y'all not already subscribed, join the membership, cop the merch, man. We all got the merch. You've been slacking. I ain't gonna hold you. You've been slacking. Dailyrapupcrew.co. And we need y'all to join that membership, man. Patreon, we're on Patreon now too. So Patreon, the YouTube memberships, and listen to the podcast audio on Tuesdays, man. Every morning, Tuesday morning, make sure y'all listen to that. It helps us out a lot. Get into this first topic, right? Are women a reason men aren't vulnerable with their emotions? What's your thoughts? Anybody could go with this one.
Honestly, it depends. Like, women that you date shouldn't be the reason, but if you were raised with a mother that really wasn't there for you emotionally or taught a man, you have to be tough, then maybe that's why. But honestly, more men does, because it's usually the father that try to teach the son or whoever they're raising, look, don't cry, it's weak. Or they're homies that make fun of them if they're a little bit emotional. So a little bit the women, but mostly, the men.
I ain't gonna lie, I agree with that. I think it's the men that do it more. And the reason I say that is because we all know as women, if we're going through things emotionally, we automatically there. We're like the cheerleading squad. We in the bathroom. We don't even know these girls. Like, it's all right, girl. It's cool. Y'all just going to be like, well, she broke your heart, man. I don't know. You better go get this lap dance and take this drink and call it a day.
Or they like, you crying? What you crying for, your homie? What you crying for? Like, you soft. She got you like that. And it's like, as a man, it's like, dang, I really want to show my emotions and vent to my homies, but they got me feeling kind of sauce. Like, soft and sus. So,
I think women are accepting of men crying.
So say it again.
I think women are accepting of men crying.
I'll be
I
honest.
am.
I'll be honest.
I'm attracted to it. I
but
love it.
But we gotta be honest though. Most women aren't.
Thank you.
That's not a
we gotta
woman
be
then. That's a
honest.
little girl.
Thank
That's
you.
a little girl.
That's a fact too though.
Don't cry too much.
Like most.
And there we have it.
No.
Now we getting somewhere. Now we getting somewhere.
Yeah, like
It's
most women are okay with that because then they'll be like, well, it's too much. He's too emotional. But
Yeah.
like a woman who really wants to be with you and cares about you as a person and your emotional health, they shouldn't, that shouldn't be a problem. But
That's
we're not
true.
gonna lie and be like most women, like don't make it a problem when a man is emotional though. They do. Cause now
And even if some women do tolerate it, it's gonna get to a point where she's gonna be like, damn,
Right,
this
how
nigga
long?
always crying.
If you
Always
cry too
crying,
much
yeah.
though,
Yeah.
But
so,
it's nice to see a man be vulnerable.
That's
So it's
Until you're doing it in
okay,
front of you.
You cried.
No.
Are you okay? Is everything all right? So it's nice to see that softer side of a man or whatnot.
Once in the blue.
Once in a blue.
Joaquin, what's your thoughts on this, man? Because are the ladies capping right now? I don't know.
I
Like,
think.
no.
Cap
I
a
mean,
mega.
they did make some valid points because you know what I mean your homies they do. We were brought up on like tougher love than women are. They could cry forever and it'll be okay, but I do think that women aren't accepting of men crying. They say sometimes but you probably gotta cry once a decade. Otherwise, you're not gonna get no respect. That's it. Like
Well,
once a decade.
once
like,
a decade.
it's
That's
crazy.
But I think
No.
it depends on the woman too. Like I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're supposed to be crying and like we out on a date. But like if we're in a full blown relationship, like you should be comfortable crying to me, telling me how you feel and all of that because we're in a relationship. But yeah, of course,
Yeah,
like
and
I
then-
don't want to just see a man walking down the street
And then when
crying.
we
I'll be
arguing,
like, all
and then when
right.
we arguing the next week, you a crying ass bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, that's fact. That's fact.
That is
That's
a
fact.
fact. That is a fact.
But
Yeah,
I know
don't
you ain't raising your
use
voice
that-
at me, you cry baby ass nigga. Come
but
on,
you
bro.
guys come hard
come
for
on.
women too when y'all argue. Like
But
you know
why
what I'm
would you
saying?
be with a woman like that? That if you're in a relationship
Huh?
with her, as soon as you cry, she
What a
gon-
woman who not like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I am. You piss me off. I'm gonna bring it up, but it does turn me
And
on.
she was the main one
Wait,
saying she like that shit.
wait. Let me explain.
I
I
don't
love
got
a man that cries. If you're my man, wait, I'm about to break it down.
I'm tired.
If you're my man and like you're venting and something really hurts you, I'd rather you vent than you snap. Because if you hold it in, you can really snap. And if
Yeah,
God
so you
forbid
can
you go
write
judge-
it down and use the shit against me
but if
later.
you're a crybaby crying all the time and all that, I don't
Like,
like that
yeah,
whatsoever. There's like a
why you
big
crying,
difference.
bro?
So yeah. If you're crying because you're cheating, cry all day. That turns me on.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious.
that's toxic.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, let's say, for example, if a man cheats, right? And I'm not a girl gonna take him back at least once. You can be like, I'm independent, so am I. But at least once. I wanna see you cry for you putting me through
First of all,
stuff.
he ain't crying. You gonna be crying because
No, I'm not.
you got cheated on.
No,
Like, you know
not
what I'm
when they
saying?
want
Like,
you back.
I did everything for you, nigga. You was
No,
sleeping at my crib.
we cry at first, but when the men, they go so hard when they really want you back if you're that female.
That's true.
Yeah, they'll do the most. I done had somebody
That
crying
shit-
in my window.
And you said
They
that,
crying. They crying.
and you
go
said that
hard?
turn you on?
Yeah, if you messed up. It does, because now I'm going to play you. Now I'm a,
Like what?
And,
Yeah,
and that's
if you
why.
cheated, if you
Oh,
cheated,
my Lord.
if you
Listen.
cheated on me, there's a difference.
So you gonna take him back to play him?
Hell yeah, the game is fair game.
Look, she's 100% right, and I know this. That's why I never, whether
Of
I
course-
was.
of course she right to this
Look,
nigga
she
like
is
that.
right
Yeah, I
because
am right.
that's why you don't apologize. You just double down on it. You get what I'm saying? You be like, "Fuck it," like
did it.
I got caught. So what? You want to stay? You
Exactly.
want to leave? And she gonna still be crying. Don't worry.
He's right.
Fellas, take notes. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, don't do
that's
that
toxic
shit.
shit.
No,
so I
don't
ain't
touch
gonna
it.
judge
Don't
you.
He's
touch
very
it.
toxic.
But
Like,
she's
Stay
right.
toxic,
He's
my
really
friend.
right.
Yeah, double down. on it.
What you think about this, Jew? Like,
I actually think you ladies are wrong, even about the whole perspective of the mothers. If you look at single mothers, they try to implement of trying to replace your father. So sometimes they try to give you the mindset of being strong and forgetting the part of being nurturing. You get what I'm saying? Because they be like, oh, you don't have a dad, so I got to make him tough, or I got to make him into a man. And some young men, even in that situation, becomes their mother man. And like, you know what I'm saying? Not by
Yeah.
choice, but it just wound up
Because
happening that way.
there's not a male figure around all the time.
Facts.
So a female, you're giving off your emotions, your like
Perspective.
Expect is perspectives exactly.
So not necessarily. I'm sorry, you was gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say I agree with I kind of agree with everybody, but I think it's a little different when it comes to women because women are the ones openly expressing, like you said, oh, we want you to be vulnerable. So now y'all give us that that access. Okay, y'all, our guy friends. They don't openly express to us like, yo, we want you to be vulnerable, nigga. So it's different. We don't expect
That sound
it.
weird.
But,
Exactly.
it's different when
Right.
you're telling us, yeah, we do want you to be vulnerable. So now I feel like I have a safe space. And then when I do
Right.
open up or tell you that I just lost my job or tell you I'm stressed out or tell you that I'm
Exactly.
depressed. And a lot of times women will use that against the men, especially in the heat of an argument, especially when they want to belittle you or they want to, you know what I mean?
You
And
broke
that is,
ass,
I think that's
boom, boom,
more
boom.
detrimental to a man because
It is.
he felt like he had a safe space. And because
is.
when he opened up to you, now you use it
Now
against
you-
him. Now
True.
he's like, yo, I'm never opening up to another woman again because
happens a lot.
I don't want to feel that. You know what I mean? So
No, that's very true.
Yeah, I ever
That's very
realized
true.
that when women say they want something, it turns out that they don't want it. Like,
What?
like
I mean, I think
Wait,
that's,
I think that's not
let me
all
give you an
women.
example. Like, they be
I
like,
think-
oh, I want a nice guy. They get a nice guy. Oh, he too nice. You
I
know?
think
He
that's
boring.
people.
Yeah,
That I agree.
I
think
get a
that-
vulnerable man.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, he's too vulnerable. I don't want him no more. Like everything y'all say y'all want, y'all really don't want.
Well,
it's
That's
what y'all
true.
think y'all want.
It's just not too much. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You can be vulnerable. You can be that guy who cries, but don't overbear it while we look at you as a sucker. That's like if you want a beautiful woman.
But how do you know when
Wait,
you crossing that line?
you guys say you want like a beautiful woman, example, right? A lady. You like girls, how they say bougie, or like, they take care of themselves, but you wouldn't want somebody too bougie that digs in your pockets because now you broke. So it's only a little bit. It's not like all. We want you vulnerable and cry like us.
Wait, men say they want
Don't-
bougie women?
Well, I'm being an example. Like bougie
give me a
means
better
like,
example,
all right,
right?
here goes bougie. All right,
How about
Do
classy?
men want
Okay,
bougie
yes,
women?
How about classy?
No,
But classy is
a
not
classy.
nigga ain't gonna say,
That
oh,
was
you too
just in-
classy. I don't want you.
well, I'm
to
about to
like-
say, yeah, that's kind of different.
niggas
You
want
don't
the
think
Quavo
so?
song, the Migos
You
song,
don't
and they
think
think
so?
that's what we want.
That's why I
Like,
said it's not for all women.
So
Some
she
men
too
like
classy
their
to the point
women
that she
to
won't
be
do nothing
only
to
in
them.
labels. Like, you know what I'm saying? Someone
she out
only, like,
here.
they want to match they fly, right? But when we dig in their pockets, it's a problem. So it's like, okay, you want to spend and have this,
Yeah,
but not
'cause
too much.
now you're-
Because now you're really hurting my bank account. So that's what we're saying, basically. I want you to be vulnerable, but don't be because then I'm going to think I'm going to you up. Like,
Men are just more direct in what they want, and
Exactly.
they're
That's
willing
true.
to accept
Yeah.
what they got. Whether even if you're not reaching the potential that man want or he believe you're supposed to reach, he still might stick with you. You get what I'm saying? Have hope,
That's true.
praying and wishing you might become that perfect person.
But see, this is I think the problem is when women say certain things that they want. Since y'all are such logical people, y'all just go by that and y'all just that's what it is. It's no left, it's no right. You said what you said. You said that's what you wanted, and that's it. Instead of like you said, like okay, well, what exactly does that mean, and what is the level of vulnerability that you want me to have? Instead of oh, you told me to be vulnerable, so now I just assume what it is and do whatever. When no, it's questions that go along with this.
True.
Or you can just communicate what you want from the beginning. I mean, that's-
They can't do
that
that.
too.
But how they gonna communicate? I want
They
you to be
don't-
vulnerable, but not too vulnerable. It's cry, but don't cry too much.
And plus,
Like, you know
people
what I'm
lie in
saying?
the beginning. When you first meet you, it's always good in the beginning. So I agree
and I
with him.
always say women always want like that middle. It gotta be like a perfect balance. Anything you can name anything, it gotta be in the middle. Like not too this, not too that.
You don't think men do that?
Nah. You can't give me an example. You've been sitting there for.
I explained the example. I gave you a perfect example.
You said, "Oh, I want you to match my flower, but not too much. Cause now you digging.
No,
in my
that I was
pocket."
saying how, like men, they do. There's some men, like not all men, of course. There's some men that I met them that only want their girls to rock labels, if that makes sense. But it's like, if she keeps digging in your pockets, you can't complain. That's why I said they wanted a little bit, but not too much. It was just like a little example when I meant a little bit, not too much, basically.
You like
That's crazy. Listen,
Yeah.
let me get to this next topic, right?
Okay.
It says, what are women requiring from men that are not being received or acknowledged? Drew, can you explain this one a little bit?
I just want to hear from women because I do hear complaints that men are not doing this, they're not doing that. So I wanted to hear from maybe you ladies that y'all could tell us something that we're not doing that we're supposed to be doing. As far as like maybe it could be like providing. And you feel like we're not doing as much in that department, or
Don't be
we
giving
not.
them answers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I gave y'all one example.
I'm gonna
but
let
yeah.
y'all go first. 'Cause I don't think nobody gonna like my answer.
For me?
No, just in general.
My opinion, I really like loyalty. I love it because it's very rare. I feel like a majority of men that I experience don't give that. That's just my opinion. Just to be honest, be loyal.
I could agree with that.
Yeah,
A lot of
that's
men
it.
are not
It would have
loyal.
been simple if people could do that.
Long legs. What's your answers?
Say the question again because before I go off. So
I just want you to go off. Fuck it.
Maybe she has to remember. Say it again. Maybe she has to remember. Yeah.
So say it again.
What are women requiring from men that they aren't receiving or not acknowledging?
That men are not acknowledging.
I feel like men I feel like men because I'm trying to pull it. Men expect women to do this, do that. Okay, so situation. I live alone, this, that, and the third. You have your space, I have my space, all right? You call me and say, okay, do you need anything? Do you want anything? This, that, and the third. You know that I need or I want stuff in my house, this, that, and the third. Why do y'all expect women to expect you to... Are you following?
No.
No.
I think
All right, I'm about to
so
say.
what you-
So I'm gonna say this. I just
Men
Maybe
y'all want us to
We gotta reboot this.
all right.
tell
So let me
y'all
start this. Maybe
or whatnot. and
Maybe
then,
what she means is we want you to be out about your word. A lot of men front in the beginning to get you. Oh, I'll take care of you. I do all this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just be about your word. I don't care if you worked at Burger King. If I like you, I like you. I'm all about souls and like how we connect. And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. But don't say you gonna take care of me and then it don't happen because now I expect it. And I asked you, are you sure I can do it on my own? Because now you look like a clown.
So you met the Burger King cashier and he told you he was going to take care
No,
of you.
I didn't say I meant that. I said I accept it.
that.
I said I accept it. But
But-
even worse, I had somebody with no job and I held it down. That's even worse. I'll take a Burger King over no job.
So
any day.
how much would you expect from that person? You already going to
I'm
a
not
That's what I'm
situation.
saying. I'm expecting you to be
anything.
about your word.
No,
Exactly.
but his word
Did he say
is
he-
not his reality. When you know
Exactly.
this is the problem with sometimes.
Did he
with
say
you
he's going to
ladies.
take care of you right
No,
now?
please let him explain because I got something to say to that.
Go ahead.
Because
Stop thinking.
you can't expect something from someone that don't have shit.
Exactly.
He just giving you game, telling you what you want to hear. You got to be the bigger person and be like, well, clearly you're not on my level or you're not. I'm wasting my time.
I agree. But in the beginning, nobody knows they're wasting their time. You can never say that you met a female that you thought she was going to be something. Turns out, bitch, great. You know what I'm saying? So what I was saying is, if I know you work at Burger King, just be honest. If you don't have it like that and you work somewhere, just be honest. I don't care. I
His
have my own. That's
intentions is
fine.
to.
But he ain't never
But
say
I'm
he
talking
was-
about, I want a man to be about his word, though. If you're bragging, you get to the bag, but really you can't even, and you work at Burger King, I don't like that. Just be about your word.
Exactly.
If you don't, if
It's
you
not
work
about-
somewhere, you don't make enough, I got you. But don't act like
front.
you don't live this lifestyle. I don't like
Ex-
a fronter. Be about your word. I'll hold
Exactly.
it down if you ain't got it. I'll even
Don't-
teach you how to build a brand, and we could do this together. Cause shit is hard and fucking expensive as hell to do it by
This is
myself.
before or after he got the booms because a nigga will tell you whatever you want to hear before the
That's what I
pussy.
said in the beginning. So
Yeah.
this was before, right? Let's say before I get to the
Gotcha.
bag. I get to the bag and whatever. I'm like, nah, you good. But you really bragging the design as you get to the bag and whatever. Okay, that attracts us, right? But then if you hit it and you do smash good, and I finally work at Burger King, I'll accept it because you just smashed it good. So it does go hand in hand. In the beginning,
So what you saying
know,
is he could still be successful while fronting because he gonna front, smash good, and you gonna accept it.
No, I said not successful. I'm talking about like in the beginning, don't front basically. Don't act like you got this. You this business owner. Come to find out you work at Burger King. You could have told me up front. Now, basically is what I'm saying is let's say if a person lies.
You also said we all lie in the beginning to get You realize that, right?
I said we can run this back. I said not all of them. I corrected myself. I said
Yeah.
it's a majority. Not majority means most.
No, when you first meet somebody, you want to show them the better side of yourself, right?
Don't lie about it.
Yeah.
So
I
basically,
agree.
what y'all saying is niggas should stop fronting out here.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I'm gonna let you know
So
all
honesty.
my flaws and whatever. Yeah, just be honest.
Okay.
Just think about it.
Okay.
How many women date people in jail? A lot of them. So
A
why
lot
wouldn't
of
we?
y'all.
Exactly.
I think that's different.
So,
I don't think
no,
you
that's
know.
an example. So why won't you keep it a buck from the beginning? Your flaws, because it don't get no worse than jail. So like, just be honest. And I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I don't think you can lie from there. You're getting a
No,
collect
it's
call.
just an example. My example is if women's willing to accept that, be you. Because if we feeling you, we're gonna accept it.
No, that's the crazy contradiction. They're
get what
willing
you're
to accept that from that nigga in that predicament. But an average man, they're expecting 15 times more. You can know I work at Burger King, but expect me to pay your rent. It's impossible. You know I work at Burger King, ma.
That's expectations. I would never expect anybody to pay my rent. Like it wasn't
It's
about
just-
But some people
expectation. The
do
question was basically like, what
Why
do we?
do women?
What are women requiring? From
Exactly.
men
I
that
don't
they not
require for you to work
I don't
at
require
Burger King. I don't
nothing.
expect you to do anything.
I
I require for you to
require
be
Be
honest
honest.
and
Exactly.
tell me
I
how
could-
it is, so
I
I
could
know how I
respect
can.
that.
I can. That way, I know if I want to mess with you or not. At least
True.
keep it 100
All
from
right,
the
so
beginning.
we got loyalty, we got honesty. You said you was gonna go off. Let me hear. What
I'm
you
no,
said
I'm
about-
not gonna go off, but
Please do.
honestly, I'm gonna say this: it's a difference between a boy and a man. At the end of the day, men are gonna give you what you need. Now, if you want something different as far as details of how he is as a person and his characteristics, that's different. But a real man is gonna provide. He's gonna protect you. He's gonna do what he has to do. The only thing I think a man could do a little bit differently, but it's hard. Because they just aren't wired like that, is a little bit more compassion and empathetic when it comes to how women feel and what we're going through and the way we communicate.
That's probably.
But other than that, a man is gonna do what a man has to do. So I know y'all don't want to hear that, but it's true.
It's
Stop
facts.
messing
Remember.
with boys.
What? Oh, okay. I
yeah.
But
Like, what?
But yeah, stop messing with boys. It's
Nah, I
not
know
the
what you
same
said.
thing.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
But you said be empathetic to the way y'all communicate.
Yes.
What you mean by that?
All right. Y'all ain't gonna like this either, ladies. Don't come at me. But honestly, most women don't know how to correctly communicate.
John, when the king's
That's a
mouth
fact.
for her.
That's a fact.
Most women don't know how to correctly communicate,
That's a
right?
fact,
And what I
huh?
mean by that is we'll use words that, have different meanings, or we'll say one thing when it really means something else. And then, like I said earlier, like, men are men. You said what you said, and that's all I can go by because that's what you said. But if you don't know how to properly communicate, now it's automatically messed up because I'm just going off what you said.
Right. Okay.
I believe women communicate. I don't believe you guys could comprehend. So
But that's a part of communication.
it is.
Everyone
Very,
or
very,
it's most.
Most.
I would say, because you guys could say what y'all want, but y'all don't understand that it's not realistic to get that or to hear somebody tell you what y'all supposed to be doing at the same time. You guys are very vocal on what you want and how you guys want it. But everything else, like you're saying, it goes together. Communication is, you have to comprehend to really communicate. But it's only like one part you guys are doing very well. The other part is just like, I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm sorry. But it's just like flying
You
out.
said it's not realistic, like what women actually want, like them tell you what they want.
Sometimes their expectations is unrealistic.
Yeah,
But
and that-
then we tell you what we want, and then it's like, oh, what?
So basically, I'm gonna give you my example. I need, like you
Let
said,
me
there's a
really,
difference
like-
between a boy and a man.
Yes.
There's a difference between
like-
a girl and a woman, or a thought and a girl or a gold digger.
We
I agree.
do.
I agree.
So,
We
me,
tell
I'm
you what we
realistic.
want, and then we
all
be
I
like-
really want is for you to be honest, so we can build.
I-
So, like, that's realistic. You're supposed to be honest. It says it in the Bible. And I ain't gonna throw that shit down, because if not, then it's not gonna work. But like, that's really. So
I agree with all you guys'
Yeah.
reasoning. I'm not gonna lie. Men need to
Listen.
be more loyal.
Let's get to this next topic. Yo,
I can't.
yo, hit that like button, man. Like,
I'm about to say, don't push this, because I think
We got a lot of
tell
topics
you
to
what
get
we
through, so I just
want,
want to
and
make
then
sure, like,
men be like, oh.
you want to make sure she's good.
They be like, what?
Oh, you want that? Oh, I told you what I wanted, and now
listen.
now you don't want what I want.
Listen, this next
Oh,
topic,
okay.
right? Listen, this next topic, right? Should a man that pays child support still be responsible for a child's needs?
Yes. Yes.
Explain. Let me hear this.
Yes. Okay, you're paying what you're paying, but that's still your child.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like men of color, and I don't want to go deep, but men of color, when they feel like they're on child support, their tunnel vision is, I'm on child support, and that's all I'm doing. Like, don't do that. You still have a child. That child still needs stuff. They still have to go with life. Life is still lifing. You're still you're paying that bill, but there's still things, whatever.
Okay.
I get that.
I feel like
I also just want to let you know that men of color are in the homes the most out of any other group.
Indeed.
men of color or what? In the homes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are more black fathers in homes than
Than
other
any
group.
other race, by the way. Yeah. In case you was wondering.
So, what's your thoughts on this? Should a man that's paying child support still be responsible for a child's needs?
I don't think so. I don't have my daughter's father on child support. I don't believe it. I think if we have agreement, as long as you're still there for her, and we both help each other out. That's all I care about. Now, if it's regular needs. If you pay child support, there's some men think they get paid child support, but not in the picture. They don't have to be in the picture. I don't agree with that. I agree you should be in the picture and still do for your child, but you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to be on child support. We could do that together.
Yeah.
I think it depends. And what it depends on is
come a little closer
I
to the
think
mic.
it depends.
Or
I
you can
think it
bring the mic
depends
to you.
on the woman. If you're paying child support, but you know for a fact like she's a petty woman, don't do nothing else because the court ain't recognizing that. You ain't getting credit for that. It's really like a waste of time if you have a woman that is constantly after you or like this, gonna try to get at you in a court like setting or in any type of government policy, right? Because at the end of the day, the child support is the court order. Whatever you do after that is technically gifts. So you don't get credit for that. But if you have a good relationship with the child of your mother, then yeah, it might be safe to do that, and that's
you got
fine.
a good relationship, you won't be on child
still-
support.
Exactly.
I mean that
I
too. But
Yeah.
I want your thoughts on this, and I'm gonna start here with you because you was very vocal. We had a woman on the show who said that if she was getting child support, that she should be able to use the child support money to get her hair done. What's your thoughts on that?
Now, that's just silly.
Is it-
No, that's just silly. And see, and then that's where, because I don't want to retract what I said, because yes, child support is there for child support, but then you have individuals that abuse child support. You get what I'm saying? So now, if you're paying child support and you still, I feel as though if you're paying child support, still do. Because if I took you to child support, that was because you weren't doing. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to go, I'm going to speak on myself.
Okay.
I'm not going to put you on child support and then still be vindictive.
You got a
get what I'm
nigga
saying?
on child support right now?
I do. I do.
I mean,
She honest. I fuck with
So
that.
I'm speaking on
And he wasn't doing shit before that.
Don't get
he
her wrong. There's a
was-
lot of niggas that
he
deserve to be
was
on it.
like,
I was gonna say we could be.
he
real
was
with it.
like because he bought sneakers. You bought sneakers.
These sneakers getting expensive. Them shit's like,
Sneakers are.
Shit ain't
but,
enough.
Like,
shit, that's almost the damn near the.
Then you gotta get your priorities straight, nigga.
I
Keep them
seen
from
women
them sneakers.
get greedy with child support, and then when they go to the court, now they getting significantly less than what they, what the man was doing for self. Like, you know what I mean?
now, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, I'm going to accept my child support, and then if you do extra, thank you. I appreciate that, this, that, and the third, but I'm still going to accept my child support because I'm getting the bare minimum with child support. So that's why I'm accepting.
Do you think
the
if
child
you didn't have child support in like set up, do you think he would have been giving
Doing
you
more?
anything?
I don't know.
Not all men.
I don't know.
Not
And
all.
that's why
Because
got on my
I just
child
need to.
support.
I want to understand, like, why do some people go the child support route when they know that they could probably have a conversation
now see
with the person and
It's like,
come
y'all don't
with
even
a,
give the nigga a chance.
I'm gonna
It's like,
just
soon as
speak
the
on my
baby
fact,
come,
and I'm
child
gonna be
support.
quick with it.
Ooh.
I got on child support because I needed to get on child support. I had to get food stamps, so food stamps, child
Yeah.
support came with it. You get what I'm saying? I didn't go get child support. You get what I'm saying? So
okay.
I wasn't on some. I'm going to get child support
You wasn't
for
being
you.
vindictive.
You get what I'm
It
saying?
just
I
came with
wasn't
it.
being
Right.
vindictive. But now that I'm getting the child support
Mm.
and you choose to do something extra, okay, I'm going to take but I'm not being vindictive. I'm not taking the child support and saying now do this and do this and do this. You get what I'm
kinda
saying?
Like, that's interesting because that's like basically the government saying, "Listen, I'm gonna give you money for this food,
They
but
do.
your baby
They
father got to
do.
pay for this shit."
They
Like,
do.
They do.
That's
They
that's
do.
basically what they saying. Like,
Yeah.
you know what
They
I'm
do.
saying? Like,
They do.
Especially when it comes to certain services, like it might be food stamps, it might be, especially when you start to get cash from them, they're gonna be like, we need his information as
They
much as
automatically
you know.
file
Yeah,
child
so
support.
that's why I
For
had
real.
to get child support because I had to get cash and this, that, and the third, and I'm
But
putting
I
all my
think-
business out there like
But
that.
I think to
like,
answer your question though about why women do that, right?
Yeah.
It's because you have to understand in situations like that, it's only two reasons, let's be real. It's because the woman is bitter or the man is bitter. So a conversation can't be had. It's easy to have a conversation and to be like, yeah, okay, this is the agreement. You do this for the child. You do this so we don't have to have child support. But if I have a bitter baby father that always disrespects me or, he's mad that I'm moving on and stuff like that, I can't have a conversation with him. And the same thing with a woman and if it's a man. If I have a bitty baby mother, how I'm going to talk to her when every second I talk to her, you don't do nothing. You a bitch ass nigga. I can't have a conversation with that. So the only other thing is for them to be like, well, I guess I'm just go ahead and put them on child support.
yeah, I dislike the women, the vindictive women, like you said, who will purposely keep the child away from the father and then complain that, oh, well, you don't do nothing. I'm like,
So
damn, like I
that's
can't
the-
even
I
see my
can't
child.
stand
I think obviously in some situations, obviously women, deserve those type of services. But I think sometimes in society, women can tend to look at those things as a easy paycheck, or even when it comes to child support or just like alimony or whatever the case is. You see women getting pregnant by whoever just so they can get the check. Like, you get what I'm
check.
saying? So
Like,
and
it just
people
becomes
be
running game at this
eating.
point. You're trying to finesse the system. You know what I mean? And that's women in any culture. Like, you know what I mean?
That's not a
So-
woman. That's a trife. She trifling. I'm not doing that. That's trifling.
Ultimately, I still believe that you should provide for your kid, whether you pay child support or not, because the things that you're giving to them directly, they get to accept those gifts. You get what I'm saying? Of course, I don't want nobody on it, especially if you are a father that's in that child's life. But for the niggas that ain't paying shit, and some of these women do have to put some of these dudes
Facts.
that just won't get a job. Some niggas will
ain't
quit
gonna
their
lie.
job, so she trying to put me on child support.
That's
Fuck
a
this,
fact.
I'm gonna do this
Duck
bum
it.
shit.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? And fuck that kid. I ain't even want him in the first place. That's your kid. Those niggas need to be on child support.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the men that's there and women are making. I know multiple men who are like fight to be in their children's life, and women make it so hard for them.
I don't like that. That
So,
pisses
yeah,
me off.
yeah. That's
even
what-
the reason why I really brought up this topic, I seen a man that was married. His wife was mad that he was still doing other things for his child, and she was saying, "You pay child support. You shouldn't give your baby
On
mother
social
any
media,
money."
right?
Yeah, I seen
That
that. So
pissed me
that's where I
off.
got the
I seen that
topic
too.
from.
Mhm.
So I was, if you ladies were married, do you feel like you would feel the same way as far as your husband spending money on his child outside of child support?
No, because I don't know. Well, anybody else want to answer this? I don't want to be rude.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I wouldn't feel bad. I guess every woman's different because I want more children, but just not for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if anything, I want to participate and help you take care of your kid. Where it gets funny is when if I think you and your baby mother still have too close of a relationship where y'all linking up without the kid. Or when you with her, you don't answer the phone.
Got you.
That's like too much. But I want you to, because then if you don't take care of your kid, you're a trifling dad. And I have a daughter. Why would I want your trifling ass around my kid you can't even do for yours? And I think that's really sad and pathetic. So I couldn't do it if there was. But if I was, you have to. Like, I will want you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Listen, let me get to this next topic. This one is pretty interesting. Are women entitled to protection from men? And obviously, I got this concept from y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the woman that got hit with the brick, and her face was swollen.
Yeah, I've seen
And you know, she was saying that nobody was there to protect her, nobody stepped in, nobody intervened. What are y'all thoughts on that situation? And do y'all think somebody should have stepped in to help her?
What?
I mean, because I can answer it. I can answer it.
She did start pointing at you in the beginning when
But,
we
I
started.
can answer it, but
But no, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The word entitlement, nobody's entitled to anything. At the end of the day, is it a man's role to protect? Yes, but in what situation and to what extent, right? At the end of the day, lady, I don't know you. You're not my wife. You're not my girlfriend. And if this man just hit you with a brick, what he gonna do to me? So, and no, but seriously, because like you have to think like, all right, am I willing to protect you to the point that I'm willing to put my life at risk? And like I said, who are you to me? Like, is that a man's role to be a protector
knight in
and to
shining
It
protect
depends.
you?
To-
Yes,
Do
but
you mean in a
it
relationship or a
depends.
stranger? Because if
That's
you're in a
what I'm saying.
relationship,
It
it is
depends.
expected because you're supposed to keep me
Right,
safe. I'm supposed to
but
keep
you're not
yours.
just entitled to it just because you're a
You're
woman.
a woman.
You're not just entitled to that.
Because
That's
I
like
was
saying,
watching,
relationship or
I
in
should make a
general?
certain amount of money
In
just
general.
because I'm a
In
woman.
Oh, okay.
That don't make sense.
I was watching Love and Hip Hop and I can't think of his name right now, but he said to Ciara, he was like, Ciara was arguing with
Another man.
another man, and she was like, "You should have stood up for me."
Talking
or
to her
whatnot.
husband?
Huh?
Talking to her husband?
No, she was talking to just another man.
Oh, okay.
She was arguing with Scrappy or whatnot, and she said to another man, like, "You should have stood up for me." He was in my face and stuff like that, and he said to her, he was like, "I'm not your shining,
Your knight in shining armor.
your knight in shining armor," and I got what he said. Like, my God, he said, if he hit you with a brick, what the fuck? He gonna do
Right,
to
like,
me?
then what? Now we both
like
on the ground.
you're crazy, but then twisted. Men should protect women. You get what I'm saying? It's like
I
it's
feel
like
like-
a, but I saw where he was saying like I'm not humping on you, sis. Like
Exactly.
why am I defending you?
That's-
like that was y'all whole argument.
That's
like,
why I take it.
Why
If you're a stranger, and like you shouldn't, as a man, don't you gotta protect no female because nobody knew she was actually going around smacking Caucasian people. She was going around smacking Caucasian people. She happened to smack the wrong one, so he picked up a brick. You can't go knocking on the devil's door and not think he's not gonna answer. Like, I don't expect you if you're a stranger or me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. But if I know you and I came with you or live with somebody I love, heck yeah. But that whole
I'm
thing
a
with the brick girl,
defendant.
I don't think she was entitled to that. She sounded stupid. Yeah.
Okay, so
First, I felt bad till I found out she was smacking people. That's why she got hit.
Oh god.
so
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on this, Jew?
I do I have some sort of empathy for the situation. I don't think I want to hear any women get hit with a brick. I don't care who she's slapping or whatever. She might need my sister to come walk her down the block or something, but I don't think it's a man place to hit her with a brick. I'm gonna say that. But if I was there, I don't know if I'm out here being Captain Save a hoe. Like I just don't.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
She expected you to help her.
what I'm saying, she's not entitled to that. My mother, my daughter,
Right.
my lady at home, my
Yeah,
sisters,
you're
my
gonna-
cousins, they're entitled to that, and you know what I'm saying. That's who I'm putting my life on the line for. This world is not what we thought it was in 1970, 1980, where
At
your
all.
community was
Yeah,
around.
people are-
Yeah, I wish it was like that. But niggas is shooting niggas every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And broad
Yeah,
daylight.
in broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
females to me are getting the
For
worst.
no reason. Man.
So
For no reason. Yep.
I'm sorry, this is the
But
situation.
females are
I got a
also
family to protect.
antagonizing men also too for it to get escalated, for you to get
That's
smacked
true.
with a freaking brick.
That's true.
Like, what did you do to that man for him to smack you with a whole brick?
I
Like,
mean-
come on.
It's I can't.
It was
But
no,
even-
it was no excuse for that.
Yeah, it's no
But
excuse.
even
No,
then,
it
like,
wasn't no excuse for that. But
But what he's supposed to
if
do?
you're gonna keep,
Well, who's supposed to do?
Them like a man that was to come in and say something like what he's supposed to do. You already got hit. Is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to
supposed
get
to
a
pr-
brick
you
and hit
supposed to
him
protect her
now.
honor, I
Like,
guess.
am
I
I
mean,
supposed to
he ain't-
say something
he
and be
ain't
like,
keep
yo,
hanging out with
you
the brick.
tripping?
It's,
Like,
yeah,
what he's
it's
supposed
not
to do?
right. We never said it was right, but entitled. That's like, let's say you walked around. Were you entitled to save her? I'm not saving nobody that was walking around smacking people because you kind of asked for it. Now, I felt bad in the beginning when I found out what she was doing. Literally,
I
smacking
still feel
around
bad
like,
for her.
Crazy. She was smacking around.
I mean, she still don't deserve to get hit with a
I only use
brick.
the word entitled because there's this narrative that women are protected. You know what I mean? Like that's just the general consensus, right? And so when we ask these type of questions, and obviously when we see that situation, when we hear that, what do most women expect in that situation to happen? This is a random woman, is a stranger. Do women just in general expect men to just come out of nowhere and just
Save
and protect them? Is that how that works, or that's what we
So
trying
now
to
if
figure
I
out?
don't know, I
No.
don't.
But most women do though.
yeah,
Like if they don't know you and you're a
Most
stranger,
women-
they expect.
Didn't you just see what she did?
No, I know, but I didn't know most. Most is a
She
lot.
expect.
I mean,
Yes, most women
some-
do.
yeah, it's
I would say
Yeah.
most.
yeah.
Most women
Most
do.
the crazy part is
And it's delusional.
most people do be feeling like they're entitled for somebody to protect them. Like, I don't know, not saying it like that, but I don't know you from a can of paint. Like I'm not expecting you to protect me. Now, if we've been friends for 5 years, 6 years, and somebody,
Hit you with a brick.
yeah, I'm gonna be like, bro, you ain't gonna handle
Yeah.
that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
Whistling,
like,
I ain't
that's
see
true.
nothing.
yeah, but like
that's different.
people,
But society
people
will
in the
paint men
world,
as
yeah.
cowards. That
Yeah,
the men
that
that
you
stand around that
didn't-
looked around and watch, you're a coward.
Yeah,
That's the first thing she
And-
said.
Go
All
be,
these men
go
around,
be
none
courage
of
the
them
cowardly
did-
dog, because
none
I'm
of them
out
did
of here.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
sis, I
But
don't
is it
know
worth
you.
it? And
Niggas
what
is
am I
standing around like,
supposed to
where
do?
the hell he get a brick from though?
Yeah,
Yeah, what-
yeah. Where you gonna? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Nigga
yo.
Evo and shit.
Nah,
Yo,
but-
so I go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to chime in real quick. I do agree with you. I think the women in your life, your family, your circle is the ones that's entitled for your protection. But in this world that we're living in right now, it's just so many people losing their lives. Like the video you sent the other day, this was literally a father with his wife and his baby. Saw a woman getting beat up, went to go help her, and ended up getting shot 6 times. So now that family
And
has
died.
So now that family's protector is gone. So who's gonna protect my people when I go? You feel me? So I gotta think about me and mine
Yeah.
in the first place, man. I'm sorry she got hit with a brick.
Sound like individualism,
Yeah.
my
That's-
brother.
If I was there,
Like
I
Kevin
might
Hart
have to
said,
say
You gotta mind your business. If it
That
ain't
sound like
something-
individualism,
my
I
brother.
might have had to hit her with a that's crazy. That's crazy.
You gonna ignore?
Kill
That's not
I ain't gonna
individualism.
ignore it.
Like,
I call the authorities.
Right,
for it,
I'm
I
sorry
mean.
to hear that. Do you need a police officer?
Exactly.
You need an
I get what he's
ambulance?
saying.
Right.
Why would he put his life on risk for
I'm sorry to
somebody
hear
that's a
that.
stranger? Because people die over petty stuff. You're talking about the guy that his son was getting bullied, and he went outside to talk to them, and they ended up shooting
No,
the dad.
this was a guy. He was like outside of Walmart. They just went shopping or whatever, and
Yeah.
he seen a woman getting beat up in the parking lot.
Wow, you see?
And he went to go help her and got shit.
And that's how crazy it is nowadays. If they gonna kill in broad daylight, and
Broad
especially
daylight.
if you kind of see if the person's starting trouble, you have to worry about going home to your family at the end of the day. Why should I put my life at risk because somebody I don't know is starting stuff or acting stupid?
Because they feel entitled.
Now, like, it's different. Like, if you just see a man and you don't even know the girl, just knock her out, come up to her, and boom, that's kind of different. Like, I feel like
Shit, that
a
shit
man
could be
should
that's
be-
questionable too.
Well,
She
I don't
get up,
know.
you get him up off you, and she get off of him, mind your fucking business. Bop, you get like,
And
yeah,
those situations have
That's
happened.
true.
Like, you know
That's
what I mean?
true. I can't stand girl like that.
Yeah,
That
you
is
don't know what
true.
to do.
But it's just like my natural instincts, like to if I saw that to jump it because you just hit her. But if you don't know the girl and like all the extra shit, mind your business because you want to make it home to your family.
Right.
So
I definitely I agree with everybody here. I mean, I thought y'all was gonna say something else. You know what I mean? But y'all was very reasonable. But like I said, the first form of protection always is gonna come from your relatives, your friends. You know what I mean? Obviously, if she had friends there, then that makes sense because they have that connection. But I don't know those relationships to that woman. Clearly, they not her friends or whatever. Because she would have, these my friends would have protected or whatever. It ultimately has to come down to your loved ones, I think, because you can't risk. Nobody should be able to put their lives in jeopardy because they want to be a hero. Like, you know what I mean? This ain't a comic book or cartoons. Like, you know, there's there's consequences and ramifications for this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So it got me thinking, right? Because I was thinking about this earlier. I'm like, what? Because we don't think about certain situations until we have loved ones in these situations. So I'm like, damn, what will my mom, will my mom want me like to step in and protect that woman? So I feel like I gotta call my mom and ask her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think your mom would want to do
see
that.
I really want to hear what my mom would say.
what you think she gonna say?
Mind your business.
Mind your business, son.
Yeah, she probably is gonna say. She
As a
probably is
sister,
gonna say.
you don't know her and she walking around drunk crazy. Mind your business, son.
Let me see real quick
said-
if Mama Duke's gonna pick up.
Ooh.
She better pick up.
Hello?
Oh, you on the first ring? That's what I'm
Spoiled,
talking about.
son.
Like, yo,
Yeah.
Mama, you know it's your favorite son, your most handsomest son. Like, you know what I mean? I got a question for you, right? If there's a woman in the streets and she's getting, let's say she's getting abused by another man, what would you expect me to do in that situation?
Call the police?
Call the police?
Don't get
Mind your
I-
business,
should he
son.
jump in?
That's
Should
what
he
we
jump
said.
in?
Great mom.
They said, should I jump
Should
in?
he intervene?
Hell no. For
That's what I'm talking about.
But who would you?
At the end of the day, if that's her man, it ain't like she ain't know she was getting beat. She been getting beat. So she gonna wind up going back to him anyhow. They probably gonna jump you for jumping
I love
in
her.
She said they probably gonna jump you for jumping in. Like,
No, she's right.
But who do you expect me to jump in for? Like, what type of people would you expect me to?
Me,
Okay.
Family.
your
like I said.
family,
Mm-hmm.
or your closest friends.
No strangers.
See,
But not no stranger.
see, Mom.
You don't know what they got under their coat or between their legs. Or whatever.
Mama's very knowledgeable. I like mama. I like
I
mama.
appreciate you, Mom. I love you.
I ain't gonna
Mom should
front.
be on his couch. I like
Mama
her.
gonna have to pull up to this show. Like, I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, baby. Love you.
Love you too.
Later.
And this is a black woman. This is
said it.
this is
I
a
said
mother. This is a wife.
Mind your business,
You know what I
son.
mean?
Right.
So,
Mind your business, son.
listen, man, we got to get, like I always say on the show, we got to get back to communities. You know what I
That's
mean?
a
Because once
fact.
we have communities and these safe spaces for each other, then we can have people intervene. And I remember Drew was
Right.
talking about we don't have that sense of camaraderie in our neighborhoods
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Even us having neighborhood watches, like we don't even have communities that have a neighborhood watch.
We don't
Like,
know
No,
our
it's always the
neighbor's
rich
name.
kids.
I mean,
It's
like,
always the
so-
rich people that have community watches. You're right.
So let me get to this next topic. Yo, hit that like button, man. If y'all still here, hit the like button, comment y'all favorite part. If y'all disagree, agree. Cop the merch, dailyrapupcrew.com. How is rewarding bad behavior and impacting our society?
Who? Let's say it, so I'm gonna be last. Go ahead.
I mean, the only thing I have to say is it's just like a little kid. If a little kid throws a tantrum and every time they throw a tantrum, they know they're gonna get rewarded for it, I'm gonna keep throwing tantrums. So that's the same thing with the bad behavior. Like, we complain so much about, well, people are acting this way, or women are acting this way, or men are acting this way, but we give so much attention to the people that are doing this, and then expect them not to do it. That don't make sense. They're gonna keep doing it because they get attention from it.
Right.
Shit, you don't even need us on the show. She got everything down pat. Like, goddamn, man. Like, what's your thoughts on this? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna save you for last. Long leg. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm dealing with that now. My son has a friend, but his mother, I feel as though rewards her son for bad behavior. Like, literally, it's always something with her son. Like, always something.
Give us an example.
Okay. He broke my son's bike. He stole my son's $20. They were at a sleepover. My son had $20. So I called her and I was like, did such and such see the $20? She didn't know that I was still on the phone. So she asked him, like, did you see the $20? He was like, oh, I didn't know whose money it was. Why would you take the money and you didn't know whose money it was?
So how she rewarded him? Like, she's not
didn't-
disciplining him?
She didn't discipline him.
Okay.
Like,
She like,
if
hey,
it
$20 more.
if it was Jaden, I would have said, how did you get the money? I didn't give you $20. You get what I'm saying? I would have been on his ass. Like, she didn't. Like I said, she didn't know.
So she just not like disciplining him.
She didn't discipline him at all with the bike, with the money, with his phone. It's always something. She's always rewarding his bad behavior. And I had to say to her, like, listen, if my son lays hands on your son, like,
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and I'm gonna lay hands on you. Like, I don't want it to be that,
You
but
want
like,
to talk to the camera on that one?
So you said you wanted to go last. What's your thoughts on this?
Repeat the question for me.
Are people? How is rewarding bad behavior impacting our society?
Society sucks now because people are rewarding bullshit. Look at music. Look at these BBLs. And this, I just get mad that also women they're making it worse. You're accepting bullshit. You're accepting nowadays men walking all over you, because men nowadays, no offense, there's so many BBL and all these, like, no, I'm just saying because you're man. Like, everybody, no offense. So many BBL, so many little sores, like, running around. Like, men don't care about females no more. So, like, how you act as a female, y'all ruin this shit for real women that really, we're real women. They expect us to be a certain way now, and we're not even like that. To me, that's how it ruins it. Society is messed up. It's not like it was back in the day. Even 2000s, early 2000s was better than this. It's too easy. Women are making it too easy. So that's just...
What exactly is too easy?
Too easy? Like,
Yeah.
for a woman? They just give it up like it's clockwork. What do you mean too easy? Like, they don't... My dad taught me that a man wants to chase. And you don't even have to chase a woman. Meaning, like, don't be all over a man. Don't just... I'm not talking about one-night stands or whatever. I'm just talking about you're too easy. Like, you give him what you want. You're too available. A real man don't want you too available. He wants to know, are you busy? What do you do while I'm at work? Like, not like you just here and just waiting for the ladies to get cocked up. And then, like, you just waiting for a good time. Like, that's what I mean too easy. Like... They accept bum girls nowadays.
The ultimate reward that most men get, which they don't even appreciate, is a child from a woman that keeps, giving him chance after he been a dirtbag after being a dirtbag. You get what I'm saying? So ultimately, I do believe women give men a lot of chances, whether they know this ain't the person to get pregnant by, but the reward is kind of a detriment to both of you guys, because now you're a single parent, most likely the dude don't want to be there for you, and you just gonna be raising a
like
child alone.
He's a likable guy.
He's not biased. I like him.
You trying to say we biased?
A little bit, especially you. He's been actually agreeing a little
Especially
bit.
me?
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
get that
that's
vibe. I like him.
What's your thoughts on this, Ace?
When I seen this topic, what came to mind immediately was how women deal with men that the fuck boys, basically. You know what I mean? So they dealing with a guy that they know don't want to be in a relationship with them, and they still going back over there. You know, they girls telling girls stop fucking him, blah blah, and they be saying, oh, why y'all don't talk to y'all friends and tell him, oh, he gotta stop being a fuck boy. If I'm telling him stop being a fuck boy, but you still going over there sucking his dick, what he gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Yeah.
So are you basically saying women are making it easy for men? I rest my case.
I never said I disagree with you.
Nah, I know. But you had a rebuttal on the question. So I just took it there.
I never disagree, but yeah,
So-
I do think bad behavior is being rewarded for sure. Yeah.
So going back to the bad behavior being rewarded, let's go off of this. How do y'all feel about this comment with the black monkey with Erica Mena?
Black monkey.
She's talking about love and hip hop.
Yeah, we don't watch Love and Hip Hop.
I'm about to say, yeah, she's talking about love hip hop.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that situation.
Who she called black monkey?
Exactly.
Well,
She called Spice a black monkey.
What Spice did?
Listen, I ain't even
Spike
trying to
talked
get.
about her
I don't
kid.
even
That's a
care enough
different
about
story. Yeah,
that.
but that's a different story, yeah.
Just to get back to the topic, you're about to have Love and Hip Hop gossip on this show. Like, what's wrong with you?
Tune into
You know
that
what I mean?
segment.
But I think
That's
in general,
rewarding bad behavior.
No,
that's
that-
bad behavior.
that's
that
a fair
not?
point. I think in general, just in our society, whether it's men or women, because I could name 1,000 instances like Keem said with women. But I think men is the same way. We reward bad behavior for men all the time, or for women. Like, I've seen women with that are 9, 10s out of 10s, but they have a poor attitude, poor personality, poor
Yep.
behavior, but they are getting rewarded because they look good or whatever the case is. So they don't feel the need to change. Like, they're not going to change because they don't have to. Men are still rewarding them with their time, money, whatever the case is. Just like the women, other women that just have bad attitudes or don't want to change. There's going to be men out there still rewarding their behavior. You're not going to change behavior if you're still getting rewarded, like Ace said. So whether it's the guy who, like, I'm not going to change if you're still rewarding me. Like, you know what I mean? If you gave me like, why would I change this? Because my homeboy said, like, yo, you a deadbeat. Like, okay, like, cool. There's 8 other girls still want to fuck me. So it's like, all right, cool. I got 8 baby moms and you still want to fuck with me? Like, that's, you know what I mean? So there isn't that necessary ramifications for my behavior. And I think we need to get back to shaming people more, shaming men more, telling men like X, Y, and Z is wrong. And
You mean
and
shame though, like
I think that
stone a nigga?
nah, not
what the
the
heck?
Middle Ages, like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
right?
Like,
That's
yo,
extreme.
I think
I'm joking.
Holding
I know,
them
I-
accountable for
yeah,
Yeah,
what
but
they
they
do.
held
holding
accountable.
people, yeah, and then
You said that because Shorty got hit with the brick?
I just was being
That is a
extreme.
story.
Oh,
I agree with everything you're saying.
Now,
Yeah.
because I think once we end up celebrating bad behavior too much in society. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is why we have all these baby showers. Oh, you got pregnant at 13, but yeah, we're going to still throw you a baby shower. It's like, we almost rewarding that behavior. I'm not saying that you got to punish them or whatever the
No,
case
you're
is,
right.
but you almost celebrating, like, oh, okay,
That's
another
true.
life or whatever.
You've been fucking
They need to be
niggas.
punished.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I say, we mean you got punished.
If my daughter get pregnant at
13,
13,
punish that ass.
she in the crib till 30.
That's true.
Exactly.
Homeschool.
I should have been in the house before then. Fuck you talking
But
about?
her homegirl's probably
Baby
going to still throw her
shower.
party. Like, you
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
She not going?
But see, I don't think
That
it's
means
enough to just confront people or just tell people like, oh, that's wrong. Because clearly, like you said, that don't do nothing. You telling me, okay, and what? You have to really give people real consequences. You have to like, okay, well, I'm not fucking with you no more because you doing stuff I don't agree with. Or now you ain't chilling with us. We not doing nothing for you. You are cut off from all benefits because that's the only thing people are going to react to is when they don't get the benefits. Other than that,
But
I'm not reacting to that.
even so, in the scenarios that you talking about, whereas whether it's the fuck boy and the woman still rewarding him, he's still gonna keep doing that as she's still rewarding him, or other women still rewarding him. And on the flip side, if that girl still getting guys that's tricking on her,
That's a
she's
fact.
still gonna be that same girl.
Fact.
Like they not gonna change until it gotta be a collective.
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
It can't just be.
It can't just be one person.
I
'cause they
mean,
gonna be like,
look at Superhead. She's still feeling like she top tier. You know what I'm saying? She
I
done
mean,
sucked
her
the
name's
whole-
Superhead.
Damn, you just brought up out of nowhere. You got.
I was
I'm
gonna say
like,
I was gonna say Brittany Renner, but you know what I'm saying? She
Oh,
she can still get a nigga. Yeah, I
She,
think
she,
still got
was,
a
she was
chance.
getting two niggas on that podcast. Like,
y'all crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, it's always gonna be people out there. But again, you change behavior is not going to change if you keep rewarding it, and that's the moral of the story. People just got to be more disciplined. You know what I mean? Easier said than done, but you know. Listen, I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Again, let them know where they can follow you at.
You could follow me on Instagram, Miss Longlegs.
Okay.
Niggas gonna think perverted with that name, though. I like.
Oh, I got some long legs, so that's all.
You ain't making it no better. Like,
Right.
yeah, I like,
Put it over your head and say it again. Like, nah.
they gonna be like, I got some strong shoulders. No?
Oh, hi, right? I'm like, my name is Hazel. You can find me at IamHazel_cartel on Instagram or Hazel Cartel, CARTEL on Facebook.
and you say you do
You with the
music,
Cartel?
right?
Yeah, I sing and I rap Cartel.
You want to shout out your Apple Music real quick, or where they can find
Hazel
it?
Cartel. You can
Oh,
just
on
search
Apple
it.
Music?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
Tidal,
Or Spotify,
Spotify, Apple Music, all over the place.
You know, I'm gonna put you on the spot though. You get them on like a little vocal real quick.
Oh, I said sing and I rap. You gonna hit me like
Yeah,
that? I'm already sweating. Go on to Spotify. Give me more money. How about you listen to it and stream it?
Damn,
And
niggas
then
don't
you
get
can't even
freestyles no
vocal
more. Like, you know
cords.
what I mean?
Yeah, like, oh no, I freestyle.
Oh, you freestyle?
Heck yeah.
So can we get a Dailyrapupcrew freestyle?
I can't even get $1 for that. So I'm gonna do it right now. You feel me?
You gonna get fans.
Because it
It's-
takes work.
It's over
It takes
200,000
work.
people watching.
Don't
Look.
put me on blast right now. F you. Don't put me on blast right now. Because here's the thing. Y'all know we here with the lights. You feel me? I be mentally prepared. Like I'm sweating and stuff.
That's $2
No, but I'm really
right there.
nice.
You got two on the table.
Okay. I be sarcastic. I don't do stuff for $2. You hear me? But no, if I was gonna do it, I would do it off the rip. But you know, you gotta, explain it here. Because if I'm gonna perform, I'm gonna perform. You know what
See,
I'm
look,
saying?
you just held them accountable. You didn't. That was
Right.
bad behavior right there. You didn't accept it. Like
I
most
don't
people would
accept
tolerate
$2,
it. You know
love.
what I'm
I ain't gonna
saying?
do that
Like,
if I make my own money. I would rather him keep it so he can just maybe invest in some stocks. But I'm not gonna let him like give me $2
Or some
of that. If I
socks.
want to do it, stocks, not socks. We from Dollar Tree. We talking stocks. So not
We
stocks.
gonna give
Not
him $2.
stocks,
What
not
$2 socks?
I don't feel like no. I would do it for free. But like
Okay.
yeah.
Well, my name is Alexis. You can find me on Instagram, Lexis Bree, and with an _ at the end.
Yo, appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all didn't like already, hit the like button. It helps us out
Subscribe, hit the
a
bell.
lot. You know what I mean? Join the membership, man. We're gonna have some. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have some bloopers behind the scenes. Like that. Get the merch, man. Dailyrapupcrew.co, man.
This
Appreciate
was a
y'all.
funny
Like,
episode.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't laughed like that in a long time. Man.